It says it's live, but I don't believe it's. I'm going to check. Oh, it's live. Look. See?
Things are changing.
Oh, fuck, it does.
I'm on the right side.
Right, good. Alright. Shh. No technical difficulties at all. Hi, welcome. Welcome along to Accidental Heroes. So if it's your first time watching, feel free to like, subscribe, go to the YouTube, which is in the link below. Look at all the past episodes, apart from last week's, because I'm lazy and I haven't done it yet. But I will. I have several jobs. One of them is to make sure the microphone's working, and it is.
Good.
Because I tested it.
How'd you test it, Darren?
Verbal testing with
lots of
the
oral.
team. Yes, oral testing before. I'm just going to see if this plays, because I don't know if it'll play through the laptop. But this is cool if it plays. If it doesn't, it's not cool. It's connecting.
We
If it doesn't, it's still cool.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, it's still cool.
We could just figure this out, right?
What? We could. What do you mean figure it out? Figure it out later?
Yeah.
Nah, we'll figure it out now.
When we have more information to go with it.
My nephew's first Halloween costume.
Your nephew?
Maybe it's not working.
I like the ones
I
that
thought I
sort
could
of
save
told
it.
us that there's
Anyway, it's not working. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry for wasting everyone's time. We got some music from the lovely Sam Angus, who I work with and Claire works with. And he's provided us a tune for our intro and our outro.
Give his Spotify link or something.
Well, he hasn't got one yet.
Ah.
He's got his band's one, but he's also doing his own stuff. And so once he's got his... Oh, God, he said it's not SoundCloud. It was like Bandcamp. Bandcamp? Is it Bandcamp?
Bandcamp's the other one.
He's going to get a Bandcamp.
I have a question about D&D. Can I play some D&D?
Summary.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
Summary?
summary. Yeah, no,
Yay.
summary.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
It's a crazy night.
During the night, Sasha awakens after having a dream in which she relives her recent death and finds the afterlife she went to was not what she expected, but instead dark and empty without a Timid or any loved ones. All she hears is a female voice saying, "I'm disappointed in you." Unable to sleep, she left her tent to cry alone in the woods. In the morning, the party converses with Captain Dusk, who wore the most superior pirate captain's hat, to which all others pale in comparison. She tactfully apologizes for telling the heroes off for disappearing the previous day, but John suspects that she clearly knows more than she is letting on, but is not ready yet to share her thoughts. Over the next few days, the party attempts to build trust around the company. Urbag tries to lighten the mood with the second-in-command, Serato, by trying to get the serious man to laugh, and Damal reassures her friend, Crown McNugget, who is struggling internally with the news that Freeport may be instigating war by indiscriminately attacking the surrounding lands. Add to which the rumour that the company may be heading to Kalanor to support a war effort against Freeport. John and Aisha overhear a scout reporting that a warband of orcs has been marching in parallel with the mercenary group, but not aggressively approaching closer. The party is tasked with investigating this peculiar behaviour and to either solve the problem with diplomacy or force if needed. They ride off to confront this warband, with John leading in the front. Sasha, who has been isolating herself since her brush with death, has dived deeply into her books and notes on the alternate reality Archon Sasha for answers to her shaken self-beliefs. John approaches and tries to communicate with the Orc warband, finally conversing in a common tongue with Thrum the Orc. Thrum, after seeing the rest of the heroes arrive, realised that these are the ones that freed him and his people from the warlord Dorcaraz and the Devil King Asmodeus, a consequence from their battle at Overlook months ago. And so he is grateful and asks for their help to retake his village that has been overrun by powerful warriors. John, seeing their inevitable death in the demoralised Orc's eyes, agrees to help and charges off with haste with the rest of the party towards the Orc village of the Red Tooth. Meanwhile, Sasha rides in the opposite direction to report their findings to the captain and to get help from the mercenary company. As she does so, a ghostly presence touches her and whispers the word "help" into her ear. The rest of the party soon makes it to the hill where they can see the village in the distance, far in advance of the Orc warband and the reinforcements from the mercenary company. With the smell of death and smoke in the air, the party cautiously stops John, who has taken a leadership role for this task, and starts making strategic plans of approach. Urbag is to go invisible and seek answers first, while Aisha watches from afar for any signal, be it thunderwave or a message via the sending stones. Entering the village, the invisible Urbag is met by a charismatic warrior, Tibon Maxwell, who sees right through his magical concealment. In a friendly manner, Tibon talks of the Southsword group he leads, who he has just done work for the greater good, and protecting the roads by slaying orcs before they became a problem and attack the locals. Appreciating Urbag's manners, he invites Urbag to join him for a meal and drinks in the village. Urbag has a grand idea, but will it be any good? Who will the party stand with? Both sides have valid reasons for fighting, but who is in the right?
Well, welcome back everyone, and thank you for the summary readout. We are now in episode 11. The price of justice is paid in blood. So to reiterate, we have the charismatic man in blood-spattered full plate talking to the invisible Urbag, and he has just invited Urbag to join him for a meal and a drink in the one of the intact huts within the orc village.
I'm going to use the sending stone.
You
and be
can't.
like, why not?
Because, I mean, you can.
And be
But
like,
this is my time.
dude, what's up? What's going on?
You hear that voice of the Mal in your head. You don't have to respond. You can respond if you want.
I'm not responding right now.
Fair enough.
Okay.
That's
I'm
fair.
making the talk.
That was the
I-
one you
I
said
don't-
today, wasn't it?
I don't hear anything from Urbag, and I assume that it's because he's biding his time. Like, that makes sense.
Well, you could assume that he could be stabbed and dying in a ditch somewhere.
Well, yeah, but then
Yeah.
it's too late, right?
Yeah. Far too late.
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen how
If
quickly,
he's dead,
we've
it's
seen how
fine.
quickly characters die
If
in
you
this
did,
party.
you did. I can't save you now,
Go
can I?
down, natural one, gone.
And if you can't speak, you're going to be pretty messed up. So,
Wow.
like, because is it just thinking, or does you have to speak verbally for the sending stones?
I remember it being thinking.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
thinking.
it's thinking.
So why would you not reply?
Because-
I'll double check that.
Because I don't want to.
Thinking.
I thought it was words.
Yeah,
Because you're trying to steal my spotlight.
that's actually not true.
So as a reminder, Tibon Maxwell looks and behaves like Paul Rudd from Ant-Man. Just saying that's what I was imagining when I created the character.
Seems like a bad man still.
He looks at the invisible Urbag and
Poor
noticing his hesitation, he says, "I'm guessing you saw the smoke, decided to come along to investigate. It's strange that you're traveling by yourself. Do you by chance have any friends with you that we should be aware of?"
I don't have any friends with me right here. It's not a lie. It's not a lie.
That's fine.
But you're lying by omission, which counts.
Really?
Yes, it does.
No.
It does.
It's not a mission though.
You said, I don't have any friends here. You're purposely saying...
That's not
hiding.
an omission.
Yeah, you're...
Well, he doesn't
Yeah.
press you on the matter.
Fantastic. Good. But yeah, saw the smoke, thought I'd come along.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to pause here
Yes.
to
There-
explain what my plan was going to be.
Yes, you may.
And
no, you
now-
can't, because it destroys the glimmer of
Okay.
plan.
Just...
No, because I've realized that it won't work.
But it could be a new plan,
You could make a new plan.
and then that was always your plan all along.
Just FYI.
Especially when it fails or it succeeds, you can go,
Yeah.
that wasn't my plan.
Sending has a verbal component, so yeah, you would have to
Yeah.
say the recipient hears it in their mind, but I would say the
Oh,
But
so
you have to
receiving is in the mind,
But
sending is
it's
verbal.
part of the casting.
It's a
which you have to speak.
walkie-thinky.
Yeah,
a walkie-thinky.
a walkie-thinky.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's the best way
With
to
one use a
describe
day.
Yeah, the sending stone is one use a day.
it. One use per stone per day.
No, casting through the stones. So using either end of the stone to use it.
Walkie-talkie is over.
So I can't use it
Thunderwave,
again.
Thunderwave
No,
is the
not
only
until
option.
the next dawn.
Thunderwave
Okay.
is the only option.
So you messed up.
But you can,
Makes
but
Broke the only
but
way
wait,
that I could talk back to the party.
but the
Yeah.
sending.
There's Thunderwave.
I believe sending. Wait,
Gaseous cloud, mate. It's a thing. He will see.
Oh,
the
because
poop
he's
cloud.
walking.
He will see the poop cloud.
I did think about that as well, but I.
oh wait,
I was
and
thinking
wait, you're
about
allowed to
promotion and
give
things.
a immediate response up to 25 words.
could think it, right?
No,
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 say
he
it.
has to say it.
He hears it through his head.
So
That's
yeah.
why he has to
Could
say
Could
it
he?
through
Could he
his lips.
say? Could he say what he's saying to the?
Yeah, the
Guy.
first 25 words.
But I have to hold the stone when I'm saying it.
No, it's fine.
And
I
that
wouldn't
guy,
have to hold
that
it.
Well,
guy
I'll let
seemed-
you slide of your hand into your pocket.
Well,
right?
No,
actually-
I'm not going to try and do
Okay.
that.
Rationally, my character would have wanted to know what was going on by now.
Yeah.
So
That's fine.
That's fine.
Anyway, look,
I'm not.
No,
so I
no,
don't
you just need to have the stone on your person for you to receive it.
You didn't touch it?
No,
no, but to send you have to.
no, with the response, only the person activating it holds the stone. If you have it on your person, you become the
That's in
target.
my bag. Does it
Yeah,
count
that
as on
is-
my person?
No, but when he wants to reply.
Oh no, yeah, he replies immediately from her casting.
Okay, but it's not. He has to grab his
No.
stone.
No, she's used the use by holding it
Mhm.
and going blah 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 blah. He gets to respond for free because it's on him.
Yeah, as part of the casting.
Sure.
But obviously, the guy in front of you would hear everything you say.
Yeah, but
Unless you make it seem like the 25 words that you're gonna say is talking to him as well.
Well, that's what I was going to do.
Well, phrase it
What's
correctly.
his name? Tibin
Tibin Maxwell.
Maxwell. So he just so
He asked
So-
if you had
so
friends nearby.
the sequence was Demal sent me a message that said what,
hey, dude, what's up? What's happening? What's going
and
on?
then before that,
Before that, he has invited you to join him for some food and drink and
Yeah.
to share stories.
yeah,
Because all he has had to talk with are his two friends that he has mentioned the names of. But they are both incredibly ill-tempered and not very friendly.
yeah,
So he wanted to speak to someone new. Then he noticed that you are a lonely little gnome out in the wilderness,
mm.
walking into an orc village. Although you are invisible, so you are kind of concealed, he assumed that you may have come with friends, so he's asked you whether you had anyone else out there, and you have said no one was there with you right now.
And
Okay. Well,
no one was with you right now.
can
Not
I
with me.
Can
No,
I?
but that was
Yeah, but-
before the.
Can I back up because I thought that I had to be holding the stone.
Okay, yep.
Sure.
Move magic.
Yeah.
Sprinkle dust. That's
So
all.
I say no. I don't say. So
Very
Tibin Maxwell
It's 4.
is Maxwell a double?
One word.
One
so,
word.
Tibin Maxwell.
No, Maxwell.
No,
is
Maxwell
right.
counts as one word. We'll count it.
Such an asshole. So Tibin.
I do that to him though.
Carry
You
on.
guys gonna let me reply?
syllables, Words.
Syllables.
Then Tibin would have counted as 2 words.
And you can't invent a very long word. It's just a compound of many words now.
My friends are nearby. And no doubt worried about me. But I don't think they need to worry just yet.
He says, "That's that's a strange dialect you're speaking in, gnome friend.
Mini-
Although I've met gnomes before, I've
pauses.
never. Yeah, the strange dialect. Are you perhaps? You see that he has an impression that perhaps you are, slightly dull-witted, but he's like,
Here's an impression that I'm slightly dull-witted.
We are all
Keep up
friends
the
here.
impression.
Keep it up. That's a
should your
benefit.
friends seek refreshment or food and drink and fair company, they are welcome to be invited in. None of my men will harm anyone non-orc.
So I hear this clearly,
And
No, you don't hear
you-
what Tibin says.
but I hear what.
Oh, you hear what?
I hear what.
So what?
Beck
They
says.
won't harm anyone.
Yeah, they won't
or
have- you
an
just-
orc.
Who's not an orc?
Oh, who's not an orc?
Yeah,
I thought you
he
said
said-
or
Tell your friends
an orc.
they can just stroll in the village, and
Oh,
you,
yeah.
as far as you can tell, he's pretty genuine. Like,
What-
he's not
what-
aggressive or anything.
What's the deal with the orc hate?
No, he says, what's the deal with the orc hate? Evil orcs need to be stamped out before they can pose a threat to the common folk and merchants who travel the roads. Lately, we've heard of troubles upon the roads, murders, robberies, and we are out here to just clear the wilderness out, for any rampaging monster camps and villages. A good day's work in keeping the land safe. So as far as you can tell, he's been hired by someone. Like, he's not going to do this for free because, as you can tell, an orc village, probably not very high up there in money, like earnings, if you were just to loot an orc village. Judging from his outward appearance, you can tell he is at least of a level or experience as your party members.
There's something bigger
Wow.
going. There's something bigger going on here.
Yep.
I
You don't
if
know.
I don't.
Don't metagame.
Oh, there's definitely something bigger. It's whether you figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
We've sent the right person.
I just don't know if I want to kill orcs or mercenaries, to be honest, right now.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You also see a couple of mercenaries walking by, and you can tell that they are definitely more experienced than the orc warband. Like, if the bunch of mercenaries were to fight the orcs, you reckon the
mercs would
mercenaries
win.
would probably win because they might have magic on their side as well.
Are we anywhere near the orcs?
You are not near the orcs. They are
Way behind.
They're
way
still
behind.
way
Yeah,
behind.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you came on horseback, and they were kind of just
Can I
walking through. them.
ride back to them?
If you wish to.
What? Hang on. What
How
are you
much do
gonna
you
do?
know? Yeah, how much do you know?
Why?
Because
Yeah.
all of this shit that's happening
Yeah.
that he's talking about,
Yeah.
you know nothing
Yeah,
about.
I know. Trying to control what to do.
Yeah, so you're kind of waiting for Urbek to give you a clue of what to do.
So far,
Right, but he said we don't need to worry you, right?
Correct,
So
that's what he said.
what I'd be concerned about is the orcs arriving, freaking out, and then the mercenaries slaying them.
Correct.
Because I don't want anyone to die at the moment.
That's why you've got Sasha still approaching from that direction
From
with
where the
some
orcs
of
are as
your
well.
own mercenaries.
Yeah.
And they are, I guess, expected
No.
to meet up with the orcs. However, Sasha is riding ahead of them as well to catch up with you.
Okay.
So-
How much time? Do we know how much time?
You
behind
have
them?
no idea. Sasha might know. But she's not there. Or is she?
Dun, dun.
So, Urbek, the scene is still on you. What do you wish to do? Do you wish to accept his invitation? Do you wish to summon some or a particular friend? For this encounter, because Tommy's not here, so because John's player's not here, he will kind of remain in the background and not take any initiative unless something happens where I will like take over. Like if he sees an undead or something.
Like
he
you
will-
specifically.
Yeah, a
like,
specific
he'd
trigger.
Have to
Yeah.
work on something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, he's there. He will come with you in support, so he'll act as a wall or bodyguard if you want.
Meat shield. Operation. Can't say on Twitter.
So, Urbek, make a choice. Do you wish to just leave? Like, you don't have to stay.
I don't think there's ever been a time in the existence of Urbag
Yes.
that someone said, "Hey, come have a drink," and he's gone, "You know what? No."
That
No, I'm okay.
is True.
And being that
Yes.
one of his character sheet traits, and it's on the shit.
never refuses to drink.
Never refuses
No.
to drink.
No, it's that he's a
Alcoholic.
He's a functioning alcoholic.
Oh, okay, functional alcohol. But now the question is, you have already revealed that you do have friends waiting for you somewhere nearby.
Yeah, so I have an out.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go see
Yeah.
my friends."
But
He wasn't like. What, like
he's asked you if you wish to invite your friends over to.
I'm like,
partake.
nah, they're party poopers.
Okay, so you're going
Because
by
they
yourself.
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are.
But yeah.
Yeah, bloody Nana Sasha shows up.
So
Spoils all
I
your fun.
have absolutely like no idea who these guys are, right?
Yes, you have no idea who these
Like
guys
I've
are.
never seen this type of armor before.
No.
There's no crest.
No
It's-
crest.
It's a +2 armor that you buy off the blacksmith shelf
No,
at any local blacksmith.
it's just a generic armor.
Generic armor. Nothing
No crest.
distinguishable.
Like the swords don't have anything noticeable. If I roll an inside, I'm not.
I mean,
gonna find
Tibbon's
anything.
armor is quite ornate and clearly more interesting than all the pleb mercenaries.
Because
but
he's like the
otherwise-
officer guy.
Yeah, he's probably the officer or the leader, or he has introduced himself as an adventurer and slayer of monsters
Mm.
when you first met him.
So, like, going off there, I'm like,
Yeah.
so. I say, yeah, sure, I'll come for a drink.
Okay, so he beckons for you to follow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what Urbek sees, I would ask you guys to not meta too much
I'm-
unless Urbek tells you what
Do
he
we
sees.
know what
At-
Deron's? Sorry.
He can't see Urbek because Urbek
Yeah,
is still
invisible.
invisible.
Yeah,
But,
I was
like,
gonna say
do
at
we
this
know what-
stage because he can see me anyway.
Yes.
I go
Okay, so he can dismiss invisibility.
Yeah.
You in the distance, you
Yeah.
see this obviously well armored figure.
Yeah.
You already notice him there, but then suddenly you see Urbek right in front of him, and they seem to be having a conversation.
Do we know that the village
Yeah,
is
Bag's defective.
desolate and everyone is dead, basically?
No, you don't.
So
I know there's like burning and there's smoke.
He sees there's burning and smoke. He
Yeah.
sees maybe 10 or 15 mercenaries milling
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
searching
So-
the ashes and
So
things.
that looks like a ruined village.
Yes. He doesn't currently see any corpses.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
He does see signs of destruction and fighting.
I remember
Yeah.
asking about corpses in last week and you didn't say there was
Yeah,
any.
there
so-
weren't any that he can see from his vantage
Vantage
point.
point.
Okay.
Okay.
But the chances are they probably have them all round up and captured. That's what I would assume if they're not corpses.
Yeah, or they're pretending to have raised the village when really they snuck them all out and then just put the village on fire.
Why would they sneak?
The ploy of making it look like you've done your job without actually
Doing
doing
your
your
job.
job.
Yeah.
for money and profit.
Tiban beckons for you to follow towards one of the larger structures in the village. Probably a orc community hall of sorts.
Hmm.
Do you wish to follow?
Yeah, sure.
So you're heading further into the village. At some point, Aisha will lose sight of you because of the smoke and the other huts and all that.
Yeah.
So this is just what you can see.
Mm.
As you walk through the village, you see even more signs of destruction from the battle. A couple of other mercenary sellswords around you grumble as they clear the bodies of dead orc villagers and toss them into pits. You notice strange mounds of dirt, so large mounds of dirt like a huge anthill, with only the head of a dead orc showing atop it. So you imagine the orc has been... Like if you bury someone in sand on the beach, but
Vertical.
So-
not at ground level, but he's there standing up and his head is sticking out.
So what they did to Jack Sparrow?
With the scorpion.
Yes.
This is
Did
Scorpion.
they put him in,
Yeah,
or was there a mound of dirt?
No, they dug him in. So
Yeah,
this is
so
the above
he's-
ground burial.
Yeah, this is an above ground. So like there's a mound of dirt and there's this dead orc, obviously there, and his head is like there.
That's-
So it's been kind of
They put a lot of
encased in
effort
dirt.
into that.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort. It's strange, and you make note of this.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
But stick would have
So
been much
I
easier.
I say to him, I'm like, so your armor is quite cool.
Yeah, he says thanks.
Are you
It's a
like
bit dirty right now.
are you
but
like the leader guy?
I am in charge of this band of merry mercenaries. Yes.
Cool. Band of merry mercenaries.
Yeah, okay. Merciless slayers of
As you
innocent.
continue
She's the
walking
person
in,
who fucking killed somebody because they were working outside a
Brothel guard.
brothel.
And killed your own pet raven because
No,
it
no,
sassed
that
you.
was someone else.
The
as
hypocrisy
you walk
comes
further
out.
in the village, so by now Aisha has lost sight of you completely.
Yeah.
He can
Yeah.
she can kind of guess the direction.
Like
you're going.
as I see, so
Yeah.
I'd like walking with him. I was
Yeah.
gonna comment on his armor, and
Yeah.
as I saw the orc mound, I'd be like, what's with that?
Vicious
we're like-
orcs, yeah, casualties of the fight.
So like, is it a special type of thing or?
No, I say probably our druid was responsible for that. She can be quite ill-tempered at points, and you see him kind of like
Get
hesitant to talk
uncomfortable.
about her. Uncomfortable.
Oh,
You know, he tells you like
okay. Because this is my new buddy, right?
yeah, it's
And
your
we're
new
just
buddy. It's
talking
friendly.
shit. And I'm like, oh,
As
that's
you
a new
continue
method
further into
of
the orc
killing
village,
orcs.
you turn and you hear shouts, and you see men,
Mm.
the mercenaries, pushing surviving orc women and children into more pits. One wounded orc woman, female, tries to feebly crawl away with her child, but is shot with a bow and then viciously kicked back into the pit. Tiban notices your look of, well, I guess, are you approving of this, or are you?
Well, like,
What would your general response be if you saw something like this?
like my normal,
Your initial,
my initial
yeah,
gut
gut
response
response, yeah.
outside of the situation
Yeah.
that I'm in.
What if you were suddenly faced with this scene
Like outside
as
of this,
Urbag?
as Urbag in this situation? Because as Urbag in this situation, I would feign that it didn't phase me.
Okay, good. So you're feigning that it didn't
with
face
his
you.
charisma and his
Um,
writing skills.
Yeah.
He notices your look and he's respectable, but like he can tell that you have witnessed fights and murder and carnage before.
He's just like,
Yeah, he says,
this guy
just
says some
another day
shit.
at the job.
Yeah.
He says, don't worry about that. Monsters always get what's coming to them. After all, they are but mindless savages. We are mercenaries, my friend, paid to keep the road safe.
Daron can't see anything else. Sorry.
No,
No,
she said
right
I'm
now it's like-
already way away from
So
it.
What's your
paid,
character's name again?
paid.
Aisha.
The
Aisha, that's
the
right.
note
Sorry.
there is paid to keep the road safe.
Yes, the note there is paid to keep. As you continue walking on, you see another large man, obviously different from the pleb soldiers, dressed in leather armor and a large fur cloak, by one of the more intact huts. 5 older-looking male orcs kneel before him, their hands bound. Tibbon waves and shouts, "Masood, we have guests, or we have a guest. Clean up and join in the hall for food. Fetch Fiora too." The large fur-cloaked man grunts in acknowledgement and swings his axe, beheading one of the orcs. He kicks the body into the pit, and you hear horrified screams from within the pit. Obviously, you have not looked into the pit. So he then moves on to the next kneeling orc and casually beheads him as well, repeating the action of kicking the body into the pit. Any other thing before we continue?
Oh, I can't do anything.
Well,
I'm
say things.
I'm completely outnumbered.
And I've been told not to worry about it, so I've got like no reason.
I said just yet.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we,
yeah,
have,
yeah,
you
we
haven't,
didn't
you haven't
get
changed the
anything else.
situation yet.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I can't use the sending stuff.
And
Exactly.
the orcs haven't arrived, I'm assuming.
No, the orcs have
and-
not arrived.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Reaching the hall after your casual stroll to the decimated orc village.
I mean, I could get sus,
Casual,
like, because
yeah.
that is a default
Yes, you
thing.
can get worried after a while, but we'll give you that opportunity
Yeah,
when
that's
Sasha
fair.
arrives. Reaching the hall, you find it relatively clean apart from some dried blood stains by the doorway and on the floor. Tibbon moves to a large table and he beckons you to sit beside him. He then asks one of the sellswords, one of the other guards, to go fetch food and drink, and there he starts to make casual short conversation with you.
Great.
Yeah. So
Cool.
at any point you can say something. Meanwhile, outside the village, Sasha manages to ride up, and you see the 3 of them, John and Damal, crouched in the tree line, staring at the village. Most notably, Urbag is missing, and you guess Aisha's up somewhere because you
So I tell.
know that
Yeah.
she kind of flies around.
Yeah, I would have flown up, sat on the highest part of a tree I could.
Yeah.
That way, I get my vantage
Yeah.
point.
So you guess that. You know that you are a couple of paces ahead from the mercenaries.
Are they also on horseback? Or
They are also on horseback.
Yeah.
However, it is up to you. Did you tell them to wait for the orcs to join you, or did you tell them to just approach and wait for your call?
Seeing and hearing the state of the orcs, I would have told them to follow me, so they wouldn't be waiting for the orcs.
Okay.
As such, 'cause I
So
I
at
wouldn't
some
know
point
how
they will
would
arrive, but
I
they will
wouldn't know how
arrive
they
before
would
the
interact
orcs.
with the orcs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
When Sasha gets in, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
So
let
Sasha
her.
approaches from there, and you hear her rustling in the
I'm
bushes.
gonna let her know exactly. Like, I'm like, hey Sasha, Urbag's gone in and has
Excuse me.
said that they've met a guy called Tibbon. Was it Maxwell?
Yes.
Yeah. And apparently we shouldn't worry about it yet, but it seems pretty dodge and. Like, yeah, we're getting a bit concerned.
Yeah, I saw him walk into the village with the guy he was talking to.
How did they appear to be conversing?
Seemed pretty casual.
Friendly.
Friendly, cordial.
Yeah.
What was the state of the village though?
But the whole village is burning and they're picking through the ashes, so things aren't looking good for the orcs.
No, I don't think they are. I have a group of the mercenaries. They've spared us some because I explained what was happening. They should be arriving shortly on horseback. Once they get here, I say we just wander up and see what's up.
How many mercenaries on horseback?
How many did I get?
20.
20?
I saw like 15 of them in the village.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
How skilled do you reckon they look from what you saw?
Insight
Yeah,
to
you may.
gauge a power level. I am not insightful. They're pretty.
They're pretty well. You can tell that they would take a bunch of 40 orcs easy.
Okay, they're
That's
way
all you
more
know.
armored than a bunch
Yeah.
of wild orcs, but like they're just people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm keen to go in. This doesn't feel right, but I'd like to
Yes.
Can I stealth from? Can I get to the edge of the camp with everyone else and then go straight into stealth and like start moving around the shadows
you can if
of
you like.
houses and stuff
Yeah,
like
you
that?
can.
Yeah.
Use us to hide it to get in. And
Yeah, like hide
And then
like in
you
between
can hide
houses.
in between
and-
houses. So do
yeah.
you all walk up?
So I wait for the mercenary group to arrive,
Okay.
who would be another minute or so behind us.
Yes.
Once they arrive,
Yeah.
I
You tell
will
them all.
I will inform them that this is a tense and potentially hostile situation that
Yeah.
we're heading into.
Yeah.
Don't get
I'm
yourself fucking
gonna say
kidnapped,
that
alright?
Captain Dusk put me in charge.
She pretty much did. Yeah.
So just follow
Because
my
you know-
lead.
Yeah.
If I say it's go time, be ready.
We need to attack.
Okay.
Otherwise, but we're gonna try and do this diplomatically.
So Damal has expressed an intention to walk into the village.
Yeah.
Is Sasha going to follow her
Sasha is going to lead the group of mercenaries
into the village?
I'm gonna go behind them. Like I want to
Okay.
go with the group.
What does Aisha do?
I will probably travel with the group of mercenaries.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I'll be
I'm
at the
gonna
back.
kind of be at the front, but lead the group of mercenaries in,
Yeah.
I'll be on the side.
going under diplomatic reasons, like try and do this with diplomacy, not straight to combat.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I mean,
Sasha's
that's-
kind of using the mercenary group as a show of force behind her.
Sure. The four of you, not Urbag, but the four of you walk into the village with the mercenary group at your back. So all of them are on horseback as well. The
How
cell
hidden are
swords.
they?
Let's see. Some of the men in the village notice you and they seem to wave in greeting before going back to their business of searching the village for valuables. Eventually, you draw the attention of one of the, I guess, second in charge
Captains.
men, like,
A
but he's
random
still
sergeant.
average sergeant, and he looks at you. He thinks for a bit, and he says, "Are you friends with that short fella that walked in the village a couple of minutes ago?"
Jamal keeps her mouth shut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait. I was about to make a joke, but I actually forgot if you're halfling or gnome.
He is. A
Yes.
I was tempted to do the same thing, and I was like,
I did say he spoke with a strange gnomish accent. He says, what do you say? Yes. Sorry.
yes.
He says your friend. He's with the captain, our captain, obviously. In that hall over there. However, I think they're having a meal and drinks. I don't think it'll fit like 20 soldiers.
That's all right. They can wait outside while we have a conversation.
Sure. So you all walk up towards the main hall. What does Urbag do in the meantime? So he's having a conversation with you. He seems quite delighted. Like he seems quite interested in how you got here and the adventures you've been on.
I just tell him,
You are Urbag.
like, yeah, I'm Urbag, and I
Nephew of
tell him
Ink.
some adventures from before I met these guys.
Sure. He seems somewhat impressed by your exploits that you've managed to do so well and survive for so long, despite being alone. Like he doesn't know much about your friends because you have not actually explained what they are.
Said nothing.
Yeah, said nothing. Meanwhile, Damal is sneaking around behind.
Yeah, look, I'm with these two, but I'm trying to stay as inconspicuous as possible.
You can, but that's not full stealth.
That-
If
No,
you go
I'm
full
just-
stealth, you can. I will allow you to break off and like investigate yourself
Yeah.
around the huts, the village.
There doesn't,
the
at this point,
pits.
it's such a powder keg that I don't
As-
feel safe doing
Sure.
that.
Well, I was going to say, as an aside, the other thing that you could do is stop the orcs from getting too close.
Yeah, no, that's a really
Because
good idea.
we've got what, 10 minutes before they get here? Because
Well, the thing is, you don't know.
they were roughly 20
I am gonna.
minutes
I actually,
behind
yeah,
us.
I'm gonna.
Yes, but they're on foot. They're moving pretty slowly,
Yeah.
so
Can I
they
increase-
are
Probably
partial exhausted.
20-ish minutes
Maybe.
behind us.
Can I
roughly.
inconspicuously like sneak out, grab a horse, head out?
Well, you could have done that before you came.
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, you could have
Yeah,
done
but
that.
now I can see what's like the full extent.
No
of
one
the
is
bullshit.
going to bother you if you
Yeah, yeah,
leave
no, I'm
the
just gonna
village,
grab
yeah.
a horse.
But
and
like
go
it
tell
would be
them.
very noticeable for one horse be riding away.
Yeah, but they don't they're not gonna stop you from leaving.
They're not
the
going to be
village.
sus
Yeah.
either
Yeah.
because they don't know what's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you leave,
Yeah.
and you go and head towards the approaching orcs.
Yeah.
We'll get back to you. So the remaining three of you, Sasha, Aisha, and John, you approach and you enter the main hall. Let's see.
I don't think I can.
Walking by, you do see some of the scenes. However, you don't see the one where the orcs behead the prisoner orcs, the guy. So you
Okay.
missed that one. You do see signs of carnage. You hear maybe shouts and whimpers from pits nearby. Like you see someone has
Did I
dug
see any of
pits.
that?
No, you've left already.
Okay.
So they've gone in. Is there anything you wish to do, Sasha and Aisha?
Oof.
Wait, because you guys had a chat before you went in, right?
Well, we get chat with the first person
Yeah.
that walked up to us.
No, but before you went in, you're like, hey, this is the plan.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sasha told the mercenaries
Well,
that
good
they're
thing.
going in diplomatically.
Yeah, that
That it is not start swinging straight away. It's try and get a result without using force.
yeah.
But we are here as a show of force.
Yeah, it's pretty much just let her talk.
Yeah, kind of.
Same as always.
Seeing the and hearing the noises, Sasha is going to ask the people that are doing what they're doing to stop until she has had a chance to talk to their leader.
He says, the people who are doing what they're doing. So do you approach some of the pits?
I approach some of the pits, hearing the noises.
Approaching some of the pits, I guess you're with him, her. You look into them and you see the scared faces of maybe a dozen orc women and children crying over like bodies of, I guess, the male or the stronger orcs who have either been killed or beaten into unconsciousness. The man that you address, he says, we are not really doing much. We're just keeping the prisoners safe in this pit. We have not been given instructions to harm or kill them unless they resist or try to escape. Other than that, they're given food and water. They've been chucked into this pit. We are not ill-treating them any further.
I will.
So what exactly do you wish for us to stop?
Well, no,
I
got the
it says-
impression that they were attacking.
Oh, no.
Like
I was
torturing
really
them.
They've kind of just gathered them into a pit, and anyone who tries to escape, they will punish.
Yeah. I will look into the pit
Yeah.
and ask if anyone speaks in common,
So you speak in common.
because I obviously don't speak English.
Some of them look at you fearfully, but they do not respond.
Do I need to do an insight to understand that they've acknowledged,
Um,
or are you just giving that to me?
I'm just giving that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that we are here to end this bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that the instructions you were told to do are followed,
Mm-hmm.
and we will do our best to see your people freed.
As far as you can tell, the looks of fear have not subsided.
No.
They do not seem to have trusted the words from you, they understood.
I will name drop the guy that we talked to.
Okay.
The guy that we talked to.
The orc that you talked to.
From?
how you gonna name drop it? Like you got a bunch of
I will openly say it. His
Okay.
name. It's just a name. They don't know that it's.
an orc
his-
name.
It's not that orcish.
Well, it depends whether they perceive him dropping a name as a threat or as reassurance. He could
Yeah.
Oh, no,
be
I'm-
meaning
I'm-
I killed Ram.
No, I'm more curious about how would all these guards.
Oh no,
react?
he's
I
name
give-
dropping to the prisoners in the pit.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
but
guards.
but the guards are standing right there.
Well,
I
they
give no
don't
fucks
care.
about the guards.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't care. They are also following orders, so they, as long as their job is not impeded, they have no care really what you do. Alright. Let's see. You walk into the thing. You see Urbag and Tibon sitting, and he says, "Welcome. You must be my friend Urbag's friends. Have a seat. We will soon have drinks and refreshments. Talk to us."
I give Sasha the knowing look of,
I'm in over my head.
or no, the knowing look of, He saw through my invisibility. What the fuck was I supposed to do?
I don't believe there's an actual
That's
look
an
for
actual
that.
look. There's a look. There's bound to be a look.
Does it look like my plan didn't work?
We
There's
walk in and Urbeg looks at us and goes, "Caw-caw! Toki toki toki! Caw-caw!"
So you take your seats at the table. Eventually, Damal
Yeah.
reaches the orcs.
Yeah.
Thram walks up and he's a bit surprised that you've come back alone.
Yeah.
He assumes the worst, that your
Yeah.
friends have been slaughtered.
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you do?
Can I perceive or have any insight of just where they're at, how they're feeling, what's going on?
Well, like I said, same as when you first met them, they're
Yeah.
still very tired. However, they are ready for a fight, so they're
Yeah.
kind of getting pumped up as they get
yeah,
closer
okay.
to the
So I'm gonna
village.
say, look.
Yeah.
We've gone into the village.
Yeah.
We've assessed the situation. If you ride in there guns blazing right now, you could get way more casualties.
He says, "What is done?"
Yeah. If you go in there, well, fair enough. If you go in there
Yeah.
and expect to have a war on your hands,
Yes.
you're going to have a war on your hands and you're going to be seriously outnumbered.
Make a persuasion roll.
2.
Please don't do that. You want me to win.
I just know that your persuasion is not very good.
He's using reverse psychology on the dice.
Persuasion. Where do I get that?
Under
It should be under
charisma.
charisma.
Or lack of.
Oh, 11.
So 11 total.
I've got no charisma. Yeah.
He is swayed by your words of advice. However, he does say, "I probably cannot hold back my tribe, for they are worried about their women and children,
Okay.
and they are scared that through inaction, their families will
Through
be
action,
slaughtered."
you may lose more than you've already.
Yeah. So
than
he
you've
appreciates
already-
your
yeah,
advice,
okay.
but he says he might not be able to convince.
Okay,
the
so I'm just
more-
going to tell him that he needs to convince them, or he's
Yeah.
going to lose his friends, basically.
He does say he will try his best, and
Yeah.
he seems to talk. So their whole warband kind of halts as he kind of addresses them in his own language.
Yeah.
In the meantime, what do you wish to do?
Just look as though I agree with what he's saying and that it makes sense.
Okay.
And all the rest of it. Yeah.
Eventually, he says he has tempered the mood of the orcs. However, he will wait for your signal, or well, he assumes that
I'm in
Sasha
touch.
or you're in touch
Yeah.
with Sasha, and some sort of signal before they charge in and
Guns
attack the
blazing.
village.
Yeah. Okay.
However,
It's always
if
Thunderwave.
his hold on their restraint will erode over time, they will
Okay.
still approach the village,
Yeah.
but they will wait at the edge of the tree line.
Do I have an indication from the leader how long he knows they're going to wait?
He might wait an hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm going to ride back
Mhm.
and go catch up with my mates.
Sure.
Yeah.
We will switch back to them. So you take your seats. You're having
Sasha doesn't
small
sit.
talk. Sasha doesn't sit.
Whoa.
Sasha stands at the end of the table.
I always stand behind her. Then.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand at the door. Like when I get there, I'm gonna stand at the doorway.
Wait, so you're also standing?
Well, yeah, I came in with her.
Well, you can take a seat.
Yeah,
You
but
get invited politely.
yeah, okay. At the very moment,
Yeah.
I'm assuming the role that I could be just part of the mercenary group following our said diplomat.
The enforcer.
Sure.
Standing
Yeah.
behind Sasha going like this.
I just casually,
With,
Yeah.
with bow
before
arms.
they
Yeah.
arrived and in the small talk,
Yeah.
I wanted to try and assess whether he was actually racist or
Sure.
if he was just getting paid to kill
You may
orcs.
roll an insight check.
How much money you got, Sasha?
Endless.
She's the rich one.
She act well among the group, yes,
Yeah, relatively, she
but
is
her
the rich.
funds are not unlimited.
21.
21. You have assessed that he is not actually racist versus orcs or any race. However, he is professional. He is doing a job.
Yeah.
He may seem a bit relaxed and carefree. However, you guess that if you kind of impede his duty, he will
He'll get pissy.
get.
So
busy
he's
and
an
attack.
equal opportunist murderer.
Yes.
Like any good mercenary is.
Any
Or
good
group of
murderer.
adventurers.
Yes.
He looks at your friends and then he turns to you, Urbag, and he says, "Your friends aren't very friendly, are they? I've invited them to join us for food and drink. You know, like we can talk like civilized people. I'm glad you are civilized, friend Urbag.
Oh, friends now. It's so nice.
Yeah.
He looks at you, expecting some sort of explanation.
Well, earlier
Okay.
I did say that
Yeah.
they were party poopers
You did?
to him,
Yeah, he
Fair
did.
enough.
He did.
Alright.
and I'll be like, well, I did tell you.
I was gonna say before.
He says, no matter, Urbag, you are clearly the leader of this group. As the most friendly and charismatic.
Finally, I'm the leader.
Sasha will say,
Yes.
before we choose to sit and break bread at your table,
Yes.
we have a few requests.
He says, food and drink first. Perhaps that we can get to know each other before we make any deals. After all, it is only polite. Even out here in the savage wilderness.
Out here in the savage wilderness, we, as a group, a strong band of, 400 odd in the mercenary band that we've got? Like the full
Yeah.
Captain Dusk's groups,
About 400.
about
Yeah.
400,
Yeah.
abide by certain rules. If those rules can be met, then we will more than be happy to break bread with you. But until those rules are met, we will not break bread.
He says, fair enough, but be aware that we are the conquerors and we have claim on this village.
We have
Try to take it away from us, you will be met with resistance.
We are not here to.
So he's pretty much saying our loot,
Yeah,
we were here, we
Yeah.
worked for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
We want nothing of the loot.
Yeah.
We are here for the people.
He says, I don't deal with slave traders. Should you wish to have orc slaves, or any slaves for that matter, I trust that you would look elsewhere, kind lady. And he says that in a kind of menacing tone, like he genuinely doesn't want to deal with slavers.
I'll eyeball
Yeah,
it hard
yeah.
and say, we do not deal in slavery. In a tone of like absolute disgust at slavery.
Yeah. And he turns to her back. She's speaking the truth.
Oh yeah, we hate slavers.
Okay, then he says, what do you wish to do with the orcs?
We wish to give the orcs back to their people.
He says,
That sounds completely opposite to the goal.
yeah, that's completely opposite to our goal of eradicating a monster camp. They'll just make up another camp down the road and plague the people who travel the roads.
Wait.
Are you willing to live with the blood of innocent merchants and like farmers and things like that?
I happen to come from a land where people of many races live in harmony.
Yes, I too come from such a land, but orcs of the monstrous kind.
They may be, but in the land I come from, they are an accepted people.
Tibin, Sasha, just hang on a sec. What proof do we have that it's the orcs that did all?
Oh, we have eyewitnesses upon the roads that have claimed that they were attacked by orcs and monsters. Goblin kind, usually.
Goblin kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of encompasses the old
fucking
orc, ogre, troll, hobgoblin, gnoll.
Yeah.
Okay.
The generic races
those
that you
dogs.
assume will be kind of violent and...
But do we know it was this orc camp?
He admits that when asked to clear a camp of orcs, we do not ask whether it's the specific orc that did the violence.
I mean, that's fair. And you seem to be like a logical...
Yeah, I'm an adventurer as experienced as you. As you are speaking of him in this way, eventually a large fur-cloaked man that Urbex saw earlier joins the table. He walks in, cleaning his axe with a rag before leaning his weapon against the wall and taking a seat beside Urbex. Shortly after, a quiet half-elven girl dressed in robes, looking a little bit grumpy, waits outside. Or while she approaches from outside, she sees this huge group of like 20 soldiers and she's kind of like put off. She's realizing something is happening in there, but she doesn't want to get involved with it. She waits outside. You'd see that she has sat on the steps and she's kind of like cleaning her robes and muttering to herself.
There she is.
No,
You figured it.
probably.
Urbag assumes that she is Fiora, and the other guy is Masood, because you have heard their names before.
Why? How do you know these things?
I'm just making it up.
Oh.
He's talking shit out of his face.
What does Aisha and Sasha do? And I guess Urbag too, if you...
With fire.
Yeah. Well, at the entrance of this man, and then the other half-elven girl who follows shortly after but refuses to walk in. She's just out on the steps.
I continue to have my discussion as to...
I look at
not necessarily the ethics.
What?
I'm like, is that the druid?
He says, he kind of whispers, yes, just don't get on her bad side. She's
I
a
guess-
strange one, this druid.
While Sasha is
I do it
focusing
loud
on the
enough.
conversation with
Yeah.
Tabon.
Yeah.
almost called Timot.
Timon.
I'll just keep an eye on the two new ones, Farah and
Masood.
Masood.
He seems to be the guy, the big burly guy with he's just leaning his axe on the wall. He seems to be more interested in the food, and he's like
Looks
even
like-
ignoring Urbag.
Does he look like a big fighter guy or big barbarian guy?
Big barbarian guy.
And the other one's like a
A quiet half-elven girl dressed in robes.
Yeah.
She looks a little bit grumpy, a little bit shy.
little bit naturey. So
Yeah.
it's druid.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
think...
I tap
like
the big
leaves
guy
yeah.
and
Do
like,
I
get out
know
my
her?
flask.
Well, you haven't seen her yet.
From my history?
And you might have to interact with her. Yes.
Ooh.
I get out my flask,
You get out your flask.
which is full of angry gypsy brew,
Angry Gypsy Brew, yes.
and I'm like, and I point at it. I tap him and I get it out. And I'm like,
You're offering, and then
Yeah.
he sticks out his hand, nods.
I'm like, no, cup.
No, he nods
No,
for the flask.
no.
It is the barbarian way. Cups? What?
Who uses
Who uses cups? He laughs at you at your need for cups.
Okay, I'm like, okay, fine, but you give it back.
He looks at you as the honor a barbarian would have.
Right,
Yeah, he takes it, he sniffs it a bit, he takes a swig. He seems quite happy with the tasty drink you've given him, and he smacks you on the back and he says, "Thank you, small friend."
Does do four and smash it on the ground?
No, he doesn't. He's
No,
not
'cause
offended by
it's
it.
like a
Super fucking strong.
That's super
I
strong.
can't
It's
remember what it
It's
was.
moonshine.
Oh, it's moonshine. Yeah, he's happy.
It's
and
gypsy
he's-
moonshine.
Yeah, it's
You have
gypsy
lightened his mood a couple of notches.
like with magic mushrooms and shit in it.
Urbag, make
Probably.
a wisdom save.
A wisdom save. Oh, this was happening before.
Before when?
Wisdom.
This is how you get
save.
pregnant.
Sharing
Lucky
drinks.
boy.
Oh.
Also, I shall make a wisdom save.
Ooh.
13.
16.
13?
Yeah.
16. Okay. You have the strange tinkling in the back of your head. Like something is having an insight into your mind. You've no idea what it is.
So I can.
Didn't you have
Just
something
me?
Didn't you have
Yeah.
something on mind shielding?
Wait,
No.
do you have ring of mind shielding?
Oh no, brooch with mind shielding or something.
Do
I know Rook has one.
I've
There's-
got
there's-
mine.
I thought someone.
Damal
No,
has one.
Damal has
Oh,
one.
was it Damal?
It's people to most of
I'm
the
not
party.
actually not wearing that ring, but I've got.
It was a brooch, not a ring.
Because I'm a-
I think.
It was not.
Oh, was it?
She had a
But
ring.
because
Sure.
I'm a dark elf, I get that anyway.
What?
No,
Yeah,
that
I've
doesn't have
got
that.
something. I've got something anyway that lets me.
Fey ancestry means you can't be.
Oh, you
put to
can't be
sleep.
sleep or charmed.
yeah,
No,
it's
no.
like-
You have advantage against charmed,
Mhm.
but you can't be.
Oh no,
put
I
to-
am wearing it. It's equipped. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
I
trait.
don't.
Okay. Oh, no, I got you mixed up with her.
Okay, but
That's right.
that stands then.
So I'm sitting there going.
Yeah.
Someone's reading my mind.
You saying that out loud?
Well, no, but I'm thinking that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, sure.
And do I feel anything?
You currently do not feel anything. You don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Or rather, you don't notice any ill effects or any effects whatsoever.
So can I take? I need to think if I can.
Does Sasha wish to say anything else?
Sasha is going to suggest that as she comes from an area where orcs are welcomed as a people, she can remove the slave or the orcs that they have here,
Yes.
take them completely out of this area,
Yes.
back to her area of solidarity, and I'll name drop solidarity.
Make a persuasion roll.
and basically remove their threat without causing more bloodshed. She's going to do this while twisting her ring on her finger.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me advantage, but if I fail, it's as if I rolled a natural 1. 17. On the dice.
He seems
Plus, I think it's 7. So 24.
Yeah.
Just check that.
he seems open to your suggestion, but he says, how can you guarantee that the orcs will follow you? You may want to relocate the orcs, but as far as I know, orcs, they tend to do what they want, rampaging
How much
around the
time's
countryside.
passed?
Maybe 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
So you will get in as the food is being brought in.
She will follow with my means, my own.
Mm-hmm.
If I say it will happen, it will happen.
He says, fair enough, I will consider your request. I just ask that you...
Like, look at me. Like, look at what I've got. Like, look at my party.
Yeah, but
we
he
are
says,
equipped.
He says, my party is also equipped.
Yeah. So save you slaying.
So you're not actually intimidating him.
No, but I'm
your
just
words
like,
of reason have... But he says, your request seems fair. If you give me a night to sleep on it, I may give you an answer in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But you know this might be too late for the orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Privately as Sasha.
Mm-hmm.
He says, in the meantime, join us for a meal.
Sasha will say that she will join them for a meal.
Yeah.
But first she has to converse with another captain of the group,
Mm-hmm.
and let them know what has happened, and she'll be back in 10
He
minutes.
kind of like waves you off
And
and
then, like,
10 minutes.
She'll
Okay.
leave the rest of them here, but
So you
she'll
leave the
go-
rest out here. Do you tell John to go with you?
Yes.
Okay, so John is with you. Urbek and Aisha remain in the room.
Do I see Sasha leaving?
You will
Okay.
soon. Eventually, as you've left, eventually Urbek and Aisha, you see two scared-looking orc girls enter the room. They're dressed in rags, and it's obvious that they have been whipped at some point during the day. They carry delicious plates of roast meats, vegetables, and breads and set them down on the table. Then they leave. As they leave, the mall, so you've walked in from the outside of the village. Some of them see you, they kind of wave you, and then you walk past Sasha, who is going to talk with her.
Have I seen the druid?
You will. So you walk up. Sasha kind of directs you and points you in the direction of the hall.
Yeah.
Gives a quick rundown of what's happened.
You
where
reach
it's
there
at.
as the druid is getting up from her seat at the steps. She seems a little less, well, not as grumpy as when they first encountered her. Maybe she's happy that the food has arrived, and she is starting to walk in to the hall. So you've just kind of caught up with her. You're maybe 3 paces
I
behind.
want to see if I recognize her.
You may roll a
But I'd
perception
also
check.
like to go with Shay.
They're two different directions.
That's two completely
Okay,
different.
fine. I want to see if I recognize
Alright,
her.
so you roll a perception check first for the recognition.
Plus 3 of them, like 3 of you staying there is probably
24.
better.
She is very familiar to you. You haven't actually met her before, but her facial features look like someone you've seen. Currently, you have no idea who it is,
Yeah.
but it's very familiar.
Well,
to you.
I mean,
Maybe a whole
from my
system.
character background, I'm just going with like who I
Yeah.
grew up with.
Do you continue walking into the hall?
Yeah, I'll go that way. That's
You
fine.
follow her in. She takes a seat. Are you still standing? Because you are the only one left there standing.
They don't know me, so I'm gonna be like, "Hi, I'm with them."
Yes.
Yeah.
So they kind of assume that you're with them because
Yeah.
no one is.
Do I really want to eat their food? No.
Tibbon says, "Ha, a dark elf. Not very often I see your kind. Have a seat.
Oh yeah,
Join us.
I'm just gonna sit down and be like, "Hey,
The food
I
is
think
here."
I know you druid.
Yeah, the food is here.
Do
I
you,
hope.
do I know you druid? Do I know you?
The druid kind of eyes widens at your comment,
Yeah.
and she kind of looks down shyly
Yeah.
when you mention.
Okay.
Um,
And we're like,
Looks down
why
shyly.
are you? What's
Shyly.
going on? Like,
Aisha catches a look on expression on her face, and Aisha may have a clue as to what something about, because Aisha, I want to say,
Fire. Wait, isn't that the one that gave you the thing to give to Demal?
No, that was a drow.
That was Joe.
That was
Mm.
Joe.
Yeah, this is a half elf.
I'm trying to remember whether Aisha's the longest one. Urbek might be the one as well. I'll let
longest
both
one.
the longest party member.
No, he's definitely longer because he was here when my paladin was around.
Mm-hmm.
He was here when your paladin was around.
Mm-hmm. 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 I remember Aaron.
You remember
his
Aaron?
sacrifice.
Who was in the party when Aaron was around? It was Boulder,
Older,
Rook, technically
Urbag.
Sasha, Urbag,
No, Olo.
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 No, well,
Olo,
Olo.
Sasha.
Yeah, well, yeah, no,
Wait, you were running the thing though,
Yeah.
weren't you?
yeah. So Olo was disappeared and we
Yeah,
were
but
looking
you were-
for him,
yeah,
and
you
Sasha
were there-
was the NPC running
You were
around.
before.
I'm the OG.
You are the
Yeah, without Rook around, you're the most OG.
Mm. Rook is the
okay,
ultimate
Aaron.
OG.
So you would be the OG.
Intrigue.
Anyway, the girl smiles shyly at Aisha, but you may both roll a perception check.
I got 24.
You got 24.
Sweet Jesus.
Urbag's roll will be a little bit higher.
10 on the dice. Sorry, my screen's broken.
Mm-hmm.
13.
13.
Yeah.
The 24 gets it. You think she resembles Oliver Green.
Huh.
What?
Huh. Interesting.
What?
Facial features and mannerisms. You think she resembles
Okay.
Oliver Green.
But anyway,
But I don't think.
Okay.
Do you take a seat at the table?
no, I guess I shake my head and I just point to him, make sure he doesn't get. I'm here to make sure he doesn't get in trouble.
So you're not taking a seat?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
I do. I
Yeah,
do
man.
the whole. Me?
Timon laughs at your thing. I'm sure this friend gnome hasn't been in that much trouble.
I point at the flask.
I smirk.
Ah, yes, he
I
understands.
smirk and take a drink.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the food is brought table.
Glad everyone understands why I went into the room with the people for the drink and the food, and not the trying to fight them. I'm
I don't
very
think
glad
fighting
at
them's
this stage.
wise at this point.
Eating through your delicious meal and drinking up, eventually you run out of beverages, and one of the orc girls returns bringing more. She accidentally spills some onto Fiora, staining her robe with wine. The orc girl recoils, so 3 of you only. We'll get to Sasha in a little bit. The orc girl recoils, looking horrified at her mistake. Masood sneers in disgust. He picks up his battle axe from beside him, and he smashes the blunt face of the blade into the orc girl's face.
Good.
There's a sickening crack as her nose and jaw are broken, and she crumples to the floor unmoving. Masood looks around at the guests in his typical barbarian way, and he shrugs. That's how you teach them. Another orc girl outside whimpers, clearly scared. What do you wish to do?
I'm not happy, but like it's too tense to do stupid
It was
shit.
the barbarian that did something, so I'll hold back.
Sure. What does Urbag do?
Don't think of Sasha.
You'd be like,
No.
bro, I gave you a drink. You're not chilled out enough yet.
Hey, can we not tell Urbag how Urbag should be acting, please?
Only when Urbag tells other characters to stop. Not how to act as well.
So Urbag
Just not react?
looks no.
Yeah.
I don't react, but
Yeah.
I look at the barbarian and I'm like, barbarians.
He notices your look of, barbarians, and he says, "What? I didn't kill her. That way, she can learn from it." In the meantime, Fiora quietly excuses herself and goes and sits outside on the steps, back out again. She's grumpy again, and she appears slightly angry that her clothes are dirty. As she walks by Aisha, she kind of shyly smiles at you, and you get the feeling that she wants to have a private word with you.
Okay. I get the signal.
Yeah, you kind of get the signal, girl time,
Can
let's
I-
go to the toilet
Can I
together.
prestidigitation
Yes.
her clothing before she leaves the room?
Oh man, that's unconsensual.
Yeah, that's unconsensual cleaning.
You could try it,
You
but she might piss you off.
ask. Yeah.
Yeah, she might.
Well, no, I'm not gonna ask. I'm
If
just
you-
gonna do
He's
it.
just gonna
But
finger gun her.
Is that your finger gun thing?
Finger gun.
I just go.
Prestidize. Prestidize.
You do it. She seems a little bit surprised, but she understands this prestidigitation spell is being really common. She seems to thank you, like a nod of thanks, but she continues walking outside. She does give Aisha the look
Yeah.
of, can we talk in private away from all these brutes?
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sasha reaches the mercenary captain and they're having a discussion outside in the middle of town. Some of the men seem uncomfortable that they are out there waiting. They have noticed how the orcs are being treated, and some of them are muttering, "This is not right." Yeah. So they're kind of, I guess it impinges on their.
Edgy.
Yeah.
How am I going for time with my orc dudes?
How are you going? Well, when they arrive,
They
Well,
wait
no,
an
they're-
hour, right?
No, yeah.
yeah, they
they're-
give you like an hour or two.
Yeah, and how much time have I?
Oh, how much time have you kind of used up?
Yeah.
We'll say maybe about 20 minutes to half an hour.
Okay, I'm gonna start like.
No, Sasha's heading back there. That's what Sasha told you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright, cool.
What do you tell your mercenary? Do you want them to stand in the middle of town?
I want them to disperse throughout town
Mm-hmm.
and kind of keep an eye on what's happening, and
When you see the signal,
be ready to defend the honor of these orcs. They
Sure.
do not deserve to be so inhumanely treated. We are not here to start a war, but we are here to make sure that this doesn't go any further than it has.
He
Don't
says,
go
understood.
crazy.
Yeah.
Don't fucking start shit, but also,
We will try to hold ourselves back.
yeah, like,
Unless we see like war crimes or something.
I don't like this shit either. I
Yeah.
want to fix this shit.
Yeah, you can tell he's kind of unhappy with
Yeah.
the situation. He says, these other hired mercenary group, they don't seem as honorable as some of us are. Alright, after conversing with him, where do you go? Do you follow them as dispersing to the village?
So
or do you-
Sasha is going to leave with John and go
Okay.
to the orc group
Yep.
to inform them of what she's managed to barter for so far,
Okay.
and says that she needs the night to get. And she, like, while Sasha's walking through the town, she's going to try and get a rough count of how many orcs are still alive
Mm-hmm.
to try and like gauge.
Sure.
I can get this many people to you. If you go in, everybody's gone. Sort of
As
deal.
you're walking through the town, your rough count maybe 40 to 50 unconscious, some of them wounded, a lot of them women and children, some older looking orcs, but all the fighting fit males have been
Fucked up.
killed or in
killed
the
or like
Malacca?
completely like taken out of
Hey,
combat.
hey,
They will
hey.
need like 2 days of rest or something.
Yeah.
If during this, I'll take a step out to find out what Fiora wanted.
Yeah, you will find out what Fiora wanted. What does the Mal do? So you've said
I
you're
kind
staying
of want to
out
go
of
hang
this.
out with Fiora and Asha.
But you didn't actually see the look that the shy
Yeah, I was gonna
druid
follow
girl.
I was actually gonna follow the druid outside anyway.
You're gonna follow the druid?
But I think
Yeah.
it's just that I followed her first.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with you.
Here's
Hey,
the
hey.
question.
Yeah.
Do you follow them immediately as they leave, or do you try to keep distance? Like, do you get up immediately as Aisha leaves?
Well, I was gonna follow them until Aisha was on their way, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
I might just stay where I am.
Okay, so you stay where you are at the table. Urbek, nothing?
Sorry. If
Yes.
I perceive, can I insight or perceive any trapdoors or anything?
Is there a roll you can do? Or do you
Yeah, I
have
think
some
I
sort of
can. I
trapdoor
think I
sense?
can like.
Don't you just investigate?
Investigate would be it.
Yeah, but that,
And you'd have to
But
start
I can
looking
perceive
around.
with my eyes.
That would be a
That's
perception check. You
perception, that's
can
not
roll
tra-
if
not
there's
really
anything
traps, though.
of note. We'll see what your roll gives you.
That will only be if they can see the
It's
thing
like
right in
that's a
front of
visual
you.
thing.
Yeah.
But if it's a hidden thing, then it has to be an investigation.
And investigation is relatively obvious.
So
It's
20,
definitely
29?
hands on.
Like it's
At
rummaging.
29, your careful look of the community orc hall that
Yeah.
you're in doesn't show you any like hidden doors or hidden compartments from where you're sitting. Yeah, no passages. No.
I'm feeling a little bit vulnerable with the tension in the room.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and stealthily make my way towards the closest exit, but like I'm just trying to hang back and have my own private time. And
Yep.
chill
You hang
out,
back.
nothing.
You chill.
Yeah.
You kind of enjoy the meal, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink and then like hang next to a door, leaning
Mhm.
against it, just drinking.
Urbek, you. Oh yeah, eventually, because no one really does anything, one of the pleb sellswords, they comes along, he notices the unconscious orc girl on the floor and he kind of like drags her out, takes her somewhere
Right.
to get medical attention maybe. The rest of the meal goes uneventfully for you. The food is great.
Mm.
You just left
drink
your
is
fucking
great.
poor little orc
You
dead on the
find
ground.
that
you have
the-
healing powers.
Okay,
Barbarian is a lot more friendly to you
Chaotic evil, right?
because you've shared drink with him.
Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen.
The Barbarian is a lot more friendly to Urbank now.
Yeah.
As compared, he doesn't seem to have a really good impression of the 3 other ladies in the group, and
Oh man,
Because-
I'm surrounded by women.
because John is
Wow.
practically a
Not a bad
statue
thing.
in this current session, he doesn't.
Well, he's with Sasha.
Yeah, but he did see John. Yeah.
Did you hear that, John? You're a giant pink statue.
Pink statue?
He's
His name's
not
Pink.
impressed with the other woman
Legit.
in your company, but
Oh,
you know,
he's
he
on
seems
set.
to like you fair enough. Tibbon also likes you. He tells you about his adventures on the road,
Yeah.
how he's like fought monsters and things like that. Nothing of super note, but you can tell he's kind of boasting, trying to impress your group.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm like, wow, yeah, no.
You enjoyed the rest of your meal. Meanwhile, Aisha, Fire, kind of takes you out towards the side of the thing, and she looks at you and says, "I kind of recognize you. Do you know or have you traveled with my
Oliver?
cousin, Oliver Green?"
Yeah. So I'll say Oliver before she even finishes her sentence. Like, you look like him.
She seems surprised and she smiles slightly and say, "How is cousin Oliver? He was always the more adventurous type and more outgoing
He's dead.
in our
Oh,
family."
wait, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can tell me what news do you have of him?
News like
Where is he now?
where did he gets he ended up like
He's
stopping
chilling at the hall.
chilling at the orphanage or the
No, he's
the
working
Guildhall.
for Sasha's Guildhall.
oh yeah
He's
he,
with
He's now on the B team.
oh
he's
yeah
in the
He's been
I,
demoted.
yeah he kind of ruined some job in the city. He worked in some museum and now he's in our guild.
A look of recognition crosses her face and says, "Yes, I think I heard from that from our druid village. They kind of spoke that he passed through there and that he had been fired from his job.
It actually happened. You did. You passed through there.
Yeah.
They were also complaining about some drunk paladin. I think it's that other guy. I didn't really like him, the one that travels with you.
Oh yeah. He's
Other guy.
Yeah.
Me.
no drunk paladin.
Drunk paladin who went to the
Oh,
druid
yeah.
village by himself, got
John.
jumped
Oh, that
Right,
one.
yeah.
because he failed to find any information, and then you guys found him.
Yeah.
Drunk and, like, naked.
Yeah, drunk and sad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That did
Yeah.
I
happen.
remember that.
Yeah.
Man, I love how all this shit comes back.
She says, "I'm
Story-
glad my
story
cousin
time.
Oliver is doing well.
I go, what are you doing here?
I work with my travel companions,
Mhm.
Tibbon and Masood. Masood is a bit of a brute, but Tibbon is a fair employer or leader of
Mhm.
our adventuring party. Um,
And do you guys have fun here, slaughtering women and children?
she says, "Women killing is not what I kill. I kill things with, or at least I am more violent to things that threaten me personally. Choose
Yeah.
not to harm too many innocents.
I
Any
kind of look at
innocents.
it like that pit was filled with women and children.
Prisoners, yes. Using my druidic magic, I've dug pits to keep them in there for their own good, of course.
Yeah, it's like
So she believes what she's doing is
Yeah.
right.
yeah, okay. Okay, so why did you call me out here?
Oh, he says, "I just wanted to find out what's happened to my cousin. From the look and the let's say the news that I heard from my druid village, I kind of recognize your group description. It's a little bit easy to stand out with gnome,
Yes. You almost said it.
tiefling. Yeah, I almost said it.
Yeah.
Gnome, tiefling, and dark elf, especially like the 3 in one group is
Pretty,
pretty
sort of
obvious. Yeah,
Rare. Yeah.
yeah, it's rare.
Hey, stop it.
Um,
Okay, so if that's all, I asked, so like, how long are you planning on staying here? We're gonna leave pretty soon, I think.
She says, hopefully once our job is over, we will get to leave this place. I don't really like it in villages. I prefer to be out in the wilds. She smiles at you like shyly and friendly, and she says, "And what are you doing here?"
We're on our way to some city I can't remember. I actually can't remember.
She
Just
says,
saying dumb shit.
No.
Separate aside.
Now, Aisha, you feel that like
was
you
me
can
thinking
probably
she
trust
was
her. You feel that she is friendly and genuine towards you, like she really wants to know what you've been doing. You feel that she probably doesn't want all this violence that the barbarian and the fighter are kind of doing with their group.
Okay.
So she asks you, so like, why are you on the road? Like, okay, we'll just say that you know what city you are traveling to.
Yeah.
So you say, oh, how come you're going there, and what is
Kalano?
your quest? Kalano, yeah.
Kalano.
What she says, why are you going there, and what's your quest?
It's like less of a quest, more of a request from a friend, just to find someone's relative.
She says, perhaps you can tell me some details. Maybe I can help.
Yeah.
You feel like
Sounds dodgy.
you would like to tell her.
I feel like I want to tell her.
Yes, you feel
Yes.
like you want to tell her.
Yeah.
Like she's using some
Yeah.
sort of.
Do you wish
Skill
to
to do so.
resist
Yeah.
telling her?
Yes.
Okay.
You sure you're not into it?
You sure? You
Yeah.
do not tell her this information. So
No.
she's asking you nicely.
You do,
I
not,
actually,
you
like-
do not consent.
You
Yeah.
do not consent.
Yeah.
But you feel such love and smittenness for her.
No.
She's so attractive and beautiful towards you. By the way, thank you, Urbeck.
person. What?
You? What
You'll
is-
see.
Why? Thank
It's
you,
a, it's, a,
Urbeck.
it's a druidic thing.
No, it's not a druidic thing. Something Urbeck tried once, and then I was like, I should read up on this and figure out
It's
how to
actually
do
really good.
it. 32 points of psychic damage. However, you feel it as a little pain in the back of your head. You've no idea what has come over you.
I fucking know.
Almost,
Yes.
almost as somebody
Almost.
shanked you in the back of the head.
Hmm.
For the rest of the day, you may not resist any more requests from Fiora. You're
Yeah.
completely charmed and enamored by her lovely eyes.
Did I not have any way of like resisting whatever magic she put on
You
me?
already failed the saving throw.
What? I got the higher number, didn't I?
That was a different spell. The first spell was to read someone's mind to find out who was the most powerful party member in your group.
Yeah.
The second spell was another spell that Urbeck probably guessed by now.
I'm trying to figure it
You
out.
tried to use it, and I said this has more than a minute casting time, and you can't use it in combat. So that's the clue.
Mm.
But
Well,
I was
it-
waiting to pull this on someone.
He,
Okay.
he did roll the higher number in that first
He did,
roll.
but it was a different saving throw for different spells. Urbeck got hit by read
Oh,
mind
yeah, yeah.
to
Okay.
identify the most dangerous threat in your thing, and
Yeah.
then his was a different spell.
Just because I did say when like they first got introduced, I keep an eye on the druid.
You did.
I didn't see any spell casting.
She was sitting at the steps facing away from you. I have made the hall of the appropriate distance. The spell does have verbal and semantic components. However, because the rest of the group were talking loudly, there was no chance to hear. There's a 60-foot range. And she just needs line of sight. Yes, just needs line of sight.
So that's why me going
Man, I've
towards would
completely
have
forgotten.
changed something.
Yes.
I
It
feel
would
like
have
I don't have it
changed.
anymore.
Yeah, it would have changed something.
That was
So
a-
this spell was already cast earlier.
That was a while ago.
It was like
Okay.
ages and ages and ages ago, right? It was on the old Urbag
Yeah.
sheet.
Yeah, it's not on the new current Urbag sheet.
No, I think he tried doing the current Urbeck. Oh, no, yeah, it might have been
No,
on
I
the
think.
old
Did
Urbeck.
you
Urbeck.
try doing it at the inn? Oh no, when
It's not this.
It was
when
in
it
a fight.
performing.
Yeah, he tried doing it in a fight.
Oh yeah.
It's not. Urbag.
Nothing else happens for the rest of the meal. She says, "Oh, I appreciate that you've told me all that you can.
Okay.
Perhaps we shall speak later."
Oh
And
man, she's dangerous.
Yeah.
Bad business.
We're in a snake pit.
No.
you are invited,
Where
obviously,
do you think
because
Sasha
of
left?
the possible deal. You are invited to stay the night, as by the time the meal is over, the day is
What's
going
this?
late.
I do have it.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So you guessed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It won't matter because you've never actually encountered this spell yet.
Well, I mean, I have.
Tibbon says you might as well stay the night or stay the rest of the day and the night. Who knows what other orcs lurk outside in the wilderness. Meanwhile, Sasha and John reach the orcs, and
Oh, you left to go and talk to them.
yeah, you left to talk to them. You see that they are kind of cautiously creeping through the bush. When they see you, they kind of halt. They know that you are not a threat. What do you wish to say? Thrum approaches you.
Sasha and John both together,
Mm-hmm.
because John has the better rapport with them.
Mm-hmm.
Sasha didn't really have much to do, but we'll explain the details.
Mm-hmm.
We'll inform them that their village has been sacked.
Yes.
That can't be changed.
They seem sad and like demoralized further by the fact that you've given this information. They ask you how many still remain alive.
40 to 50.
They seem quite sad. You assume that maybe there's about 2/3 left that remain in the village. Yeah.
But then she follows up with, she has
We orcs attack now.
made a bargain
Yeah.
to save the remaining.
Together, orcs strong.
You may roll a
She-
perception check.
What?
If they say what kind of bargain, do we have to become slaves or?
No, she'll
Prisoners?
explain in detail
Yeah.
that she is offered to take the remaining villages, unbeknown to these guys, but these
Yep.
guys too,
Yeah.
and to have them travel to Sasha's guild hall with a letter that she will provide them, which will give them freedom and safety for their people to regrow their village and repopulate. If they choose to ignore what Sasha has put before them, there is a chance that they will all be slaughtered before the night is out. Not by her, but by the other group of people that are there.
He seems understanding of your request. He looks at, I guess, a map that you've provided to wear your thing, and he says that is many months' travel on foot. We have not the supplies to reach that area.
I do.
You do?
He doesn't know that.
Okay. Fair enough. Roll persuasion check.
Damn it.
That one?
He says, too dangerous to travel that far east.
That
Is
one
it
I'm
eastward?
out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says, too dangerous to travel that far east. We wish to save our village mates and find a new place to live.
Yeah. You
Far
messed
away
up
from
already.
there.
We don't trust you. Die.
Well, it's not that he doesn't trust you, but he doesn't think that they will survive the journey.
Yeah.
And he goes, we take village now before more of our kin die.
She will follow with, if you take the village now,
Yeah.
everyone will die.
They're
If-
willing to take that chance.
If you give me a chance,
But we orcs strong.
you orcs pale in comparison to their strength.
Oh,
I will bring-
Okay, are you saying this in a persuasive manner or an intimidating manner?
Sasha will now go intimidating to
Roll.
the. She will first
Yes.
highlight the fact that she slayed. What is his name? Doricades? Well, she was part of the.
Say that you didn't. So if that's a lie,
Yeah.
Well, she was part of the group that slayed Dorcaraz.
I guess you are part of the group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our power
Yeah.
is mighty.
Yes. He agrees with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their party is as strong as us, and they have more.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check.
Persuasion or intimidation?
Oh yeah, intimidation check. Yes.
Intimidation suasion. Intimidation.
It's like Timot.
Per intimidation.
Timot's version.
Intimidation.
That is a 16.
That is enough. He says, very well, we shall accept your dealings with them. How much time is fair to give you?
Well, you said overnight.
Yeah, okay. So,
So
we'll
I have to
you
wait
say
overnight. I will come
Yeah.
back to them in the morning with a result.
Okay.
If they don't like that result, they can do what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stop them, but give me till morning to get a result from him.
Mhm.
And,
I mean, you can stop them. It just involves.
well, it's just it's one spell.
It's
And they're
just-
all, one
it's
spell
just-
and they're all dead. All
Hey.
40 of them.
Hey, Tibbin.
Do you all spend the night in the village?
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit, yeah.
You have the choice.
Comfy, cozy
I'm gonna ride out and go
It's
hang out.
kind of
with-
comfy, cozy lodgings.
I'm gonna ride out and go hang out with Sasha.
I'm getting headaches in
this.
here, but I don't know if it's. I don't know it's from the Druid girl.
Yeah, you don't know.
Hmm.
You have no idea why.
I don't like this. I'm heading out. I'm gonna hang out with Sasha.
You head out
Save
with
my
Sasha.
own damn skin.
Alright.
I have a question.
Yes.
knowing that I have the spell.
Yes. You will know what the spell is if you were affected by it.
Right. So, but I wasn't affected by it because she just did.
She did a different.
I told you what
No,
the
no,
different spell was.
What?
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I did.
She just did.
Tried to read your mind.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
try to read your mind, detect thoughts.
Yeah. Detect. Yeah.
Base level.
And she was like, "Oh no, fuck that guy. I'll go with the other one."
Oh,
No, she was.
She was, who's the biggest threat?
Who's the biggest threat?
Get that threat
Yeah.
on my side. Now that threat is in love with me.
Completely and utterly
Man,
charmed.
so I'm not
I
a threat.
could totally do a transformation overnight.
And this is
You
when
can.
But you would
That'd
know
be
nothing
so
of that.
interesting.
Oh, but you know nothing of this.
No,
love
but I
story.
could turn into the captain of the mercenary crew
You
and like take
you-
over the
you
mercenary
could
crew.
turn into another orc that we know, a half orc.
Yeah, I could, but that seems counterproductive.
Why would turning to the half orc help?
Well, I've seen the boulder.
But I could turn
Yeah,
into
but
it.
you
I
could.
could,
It would,
but it
but
would
she
be
could.
chaotic, which
And
is the
fucking
thing.
chaos reign,
Wait.
mate.
Yeah,
Is it person or being?
anything
Well,
alive.
it's humanoid.
It's humanoid.
Oh, humanoid.
Yeah.
So she can't turn into the kraken.
No.
Because that would be awesome.
It would be a humanoid version
Has
of the
to be-
Kraken,
has
which
to
would
be
be
humanoid.
morphed and fucked up.
Yeah. it would be
And doesn't
strange.
change her statistics at all.
Yeah.
It'd
But
be
I could-
like Davy Jones from.
Did we discuss
Pirates
whether
of the
she could
Caribbean.
turn into a giant thing?
No, same size.
Same
isn't it?
size.
Same size? Okay.
I could
So
turn
she
into
could
the
turn
captain
into
of
a
the guard.
giant, but it will
But
be
it'll
a,
be
A
normal
tiny
size.
little
size will
one.
be not giant.
yeah, a not giant.
A tiny giant.
An ugly person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Races towards giant.
That was quite racist. You're right.
I'm
No,
waiting on
I'm-
Urbag.
Oh, I mean sleep.
Okay, you sleep in the village.
I'm sure my new mate Tibin would have been like, bro, here's the mad bed. You can sleep here. We can double bunk.
Oh man.
As Aisha, you can leave the village.
Yeah, I'm
It's
leaving.
like a stick
As you're
breakfast
leaving
kind
the
of thing.
village, Fire kind of walks up to you and she says,
Would you
"Oh,
better
perhaps-
catch me if I was to fly off?
Would she be able to catch you if she flies off? Okay, we'll see whether she notices you going to fly off.
Flying away.
As you are taking off from the thing, she shouts at you, "Wait!" And you feel the compulsion to just wait and listen to her.
Do I notice any of
Can-
this, or am I gone already?
You
You'd
notice
be
her
gone.
talking to her friend Fiora. Have you told them who she is?
No, I haven't seen them. I haven't seen him.
Oh, yeah, you haven't seen-
He was still
Oh,
playing
yeah, he was
inside.
still inside
tell
the
me?
thing. Yeah,
Fuck,
your
you
mom's
just
gone
gone
away.
fit,
Yeah.
though.
So Aisha has not told you who she is.
Mm-hmm.
You have left
What's the
with.
best thing about that?
Oh wait, were you following them or were you?
No,
going with...
she stayed in and started
Yeah,
talking to
Oh yeah,
them.
you're still talking with Urbag. Yeah.
Mm.
It's
So you know
fucking
that
so
Aisha and Fire had some words outside. Fire seems happier, more glowy,
Okay.
and Aisha seems,
I wanted to
for lack of a
swap
better
out some
word,
of its
happy
tongues as
and
well.
smitten.
I feel it's like this is definitely suddenly out of character of me. Would I notice that something is wrong with me?
No, you will not, because the effects of the spell do not allow you to resist after the initial throw. So
Would
like.
I notice something?
There are things which let you break the spell
Okay.
if she requests you to do it and it goes against certain things, then I'll allow the breaking.
Would I notice something's wrong?
My
You
perception's
can
quite
roll
high.
an insight check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be insight.
It'll be
It's-
insight,
It's
yeah.
not perception at all.
Mm.
I don't think you are insightful.
And I don't think anyone has the things that can get rid of it.
Oh,
Oh, you
Sasha
might.
does.
Sasha has?
Yeah,
14.
dispel magic.
No, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Sorry, 14.
Yeah.
The only thing you do notice is for some reason
yeah,
Aisha is in a
so she
better
has-
You got
mood.
this, right?
If
No,
that's
happier.
sus,
You got
because
the first
I,
one.
I don't like Aisha. Aisha
You have okay.
Aisha's dick.
It's only sus because
Oh,
of
the
the
first one.
surroundings you're in. You would think that Aisha would not be happy to
John
watch
has
the
access to
village of orcs be
Yeah.
so
He has access to both
no.
of those first two.
ill-treated.
Yeah, look, I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not particularly. This isn't
Oh,
particularly
because he
cool. I'm like,
chooses his spells each day.
Aisha. Can I
Have a chat.
redirect and be like, Aisha, come with me, and like stand in front of her and like pull her along?
I'll be like, just in character, I'll be like, no, go away.
You see,
She doesn't like you.
Well, no, she doesn't. But like,
This is good.
yes, in
Yeah,
character,
I just
Aisha
wanna know what
says no,
happens.
go
No
away.
way,
That's
okay.
correct. Yeah.
I'd be like, man. I'd be like,
Oh,
something's
that's right. She
fucked
fucking
up.
hates me.
Something's fucked up right now. Is she still happy and telling me to no go away?
She's unhappy at you. Then she turns back to the druid girl, and she's happy again.
I'd be like, wait, druid girl, who are you?
Druid girl kind of looks at you and she says, "I'm just a friend."
Oh yeah, of who?
Aisha knows a member of my family.
Oh
It's
yeah.
Oliver.
I'll be like, oh, you say it's Oliver?
Yeah.
I'm
I say
like,
it's
oh,
Oliver.
okay, cool.
And we
Oh,
have,
you know Oliver.
through that shared connection, you know,
Yeah.
we've built a bond of friendship.
This looks a little bit more than friendship to me, so I'm just.
She
I'm gonna,
says,
you know-
love can bloom anywhere, even on the battlefield. Perhaps I have broken through the stone cold walls around your friend Aisha's heart.
And I look at Aisha and I go,
And Aisha seems absolutely delighted by this admission of affection.
Okay, since I'm
It's
in
amazing.
mind control.
You know, mind control, it's a charm effect.
That's a type of mind control.
Sort of, but it doesn't really make you do
It makes it
things.
consensual.
It makes you open to her
Puts the
request.
sensual
But you,
Yeah.
back
like,
in
certain requests
non-consensual.
are not allowed. Like, you would break the spell immediately if she asks you to do certain things.
can I?
Yes.
Primeval awareness won't do shit, right?
No.
You have honestly, you have nothing in your character sheet that will help you with this.
No,
Right.
I
she
do.
is fucked.
The only person in
The party that can do it is John.
that can do anything to stop it is John,
John.
and the only person that would realize exactly what it is me.
Is you.
Farah
I'm
smiles
just like-
sweetly at
Yeah.
Aisha and says, "Perhaps we could spend the night talking in this village."
And I'm not allowed to refuse.
Correct.
I'm just like,
And Aisha goes, "Okay."
can I be like, I'm coming with you?
And I would, in character, go, no, piss off.
In character, you say no because Aisha would be smitten with Farah and
Yeah.
she would not want a third party
And,
tagging along.
Yeah.
Aisha
Already doesn't like
categorically
you.
doesn't like you.
Yeah, yeah.
You cannot save Aisha. Aisha is gone. She's
Yeah.
dead to us. She died right now, just like
Well,
Sasha
technically,
did
I could
in
be
the
like, no, I'm
grass.
coming with you.
By Snooze.
And
And
just
she'll
come
take.
anyway.
No, she'll fuck you up.
You reckon?
She'll
Yeah.
shut you down hard.
Yeah.
This is fucking Aisha we're talking about.
Oh, God damn
She
it.
will kill you
Yeah.
if you try and stop her from doing what she
I'm gonna
wants.
stop her.
She has done
I'm
this.
I'm
She's
just
almost done
coming
this
with her.
before.
I'm not stopping her.
And you have you still got your cape?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
That's a teleport,
This is
Kevin.
amazingly
Yeah.
funny.
Asking for a friend.
Can I grab her and like teleport out to Sasha?
You can, but she'll just
But
leave.
you don't know where
She'll just
Sasha
leave.
is.
Yeah.
And that only gets you 400 feet. Sasha's like 10, 15,000 feet away.
What?
Mm.
Oh, Sasha.
Sasha, yeah.
Can I teleport her to Urbag?
Yes, because Urbag has gone to find like a
He's-
undamaged hut.
I'm going to sleep though.
And
Right, but if I suddenly appear like on your face
That
Yeah, but-
doesn't.
with Sasha.
If you did that,
Yeah.
Aisha is going to look like a normal Aisha. It's not until
Yeah.
Fiora is there that it
That
becomes
is-
obvious.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she just looks like Aisha. And to you,
So I could.
realistically, Aisha does not look any different to normal besides the fact that
Correct.
she's actually showing affection
and
for
also
somebody.
taking Aisha away doesn't do anything because Aisha has to follow the last request of Fiora. And Fiora
Yeah.
said, "Spend the night with me
So
chatting."
she
So
will
she'll
come
just
with you.
leave
Okay.
and
So
go.
in
Okay.
character, I have to act pissed off
But
at you.
what I
Yeah,
could do,
for
hang
stopping
on,
her, yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
What I could do is I could brimstone Aisha out. I could tell Urbag that
Wait.
there's something seriously
we should-
wrong
we should
with
put-
Aisha,
She can
and
resist
then
What's the
and
time?
then Urbag
No,
could
I-
see.
I think we need to just
that,
double check something about her
um,
cloak.
I could be like Urbag, follow
it's
Aisha. There's
herself,
something up,
Yeah, I think so.
and then go from
There's
there.
Your cloak might be for yourself. Man.
But
No, it's yourself or someone.
but
Or
no.
Wait, what's the item code?
Cloak
again?
of the Mountebank. M-O-U-T.
Huh.
It's,
Why
it's,
did
it's
my-
Dimension
I
Door.
can cast
It's
Dimension Door.
But the problem is
Yeah.
Dimension Door is
It's
a willing
willing.
creature,
Cape?
And-
Cape of the Mountain.
Yeah, it might be
Oh,
Cape-
yeah,
Cape
it's a
of the-
willing creature.
and
She
Aisha would be unwilling,
Yeah.
so you
Yeah.
would
Oh,
teleport
yeah, there's
without her.
willing.
Have to be a willing.
Yeah, it has to be willing.
Because she wants to spend
'Cause
the
it's the same
rest of
rules
the
as
night
Dimension
chatting
Door.
with her
Yeah.
Demal,
exact same.
you need consent.
attractive friend.
I don't need consent.
Aisha is giving consent to somebody
I'm
else.
chaotic evil. I don't need consent. All
Are
right.
do
Are
what
you
you want.
actually currently chaotic evil?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's a
She
force
fucking
change.
slayed a
She
random
slayed
person.
a random
for no-
guy.
And I got no
Oh,
points
Justify.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you get back from that? You
Well, just keep
You have
acting.
to
do good
be
deeds.
Really good deeds.
Deemed
Ah,
by
yeah.
the DM is
Yeah.
I've not done
socially
anything.
She
acceptable.
has not done
No.
anything
No.
amazingly good.
Yeah.
No, you're evil forever now.
Well, I mean that's fine.
No, but the trick is now what does Farah do
So John,
I'm just gonna disappear. That's
Yeah,
fine.
sure.
Fuck it.
Okay.
You're
Because
just-
I'm not allowed
She's
to
on
ask
course.
her about her quest and her mission anymore. So I have to think of other things.
what?
Because she's used that spell.
If she resists any of the requests that I made, it looks like how the spell plays out is she cannot resist anymore, but that request that she resists, I cannot repeat that
Right, so break.
for that day.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's the damage. The damage.
Yeah, the damage, but I can't keep asking the same thing.
No.
Because the damage only lets you resist once.
You've got to ask different questions.
Yeah, I have to ask different questions or different things. So that's
Phrasing.
why whenever I ask her something that she must kind of do, without breaking the spell, I know there are some things like self-harm and all that,
Yeah,
which I can't do.
Yeah.
If she resists, she takes damage, that one-off damage per day. It only happens once a day, so it's
Yeah.
that one resist per day, and then everything else needs to be done. It reads that way. Otherwise, the spell is dumb, because then you could keep refusing and
Yeah.
not take damage for the day.
So it's going to be other questions. So
Yes, other
ask where
questions
we're
or
going
other
and
actions.
like what we're doing.
Wait, are you guys talking about the gear spell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you guys have misunderstood what the gear spell does.
Yes. Explain. It's a charm effect.
It's a charm effect. It's essentially bestow one quest onto that person.
Which is
Yeah.
Okay?
And once
Give me
that quest is
information.
complete, it can give you more. The one that she's cast on you lasts 30 days.
Yeah.
I can make multiple requests. Yes, I can make multiple requests. As soon as you've completed the thing.
So basically what Kevin would have done
Yeah.
for it to work in the way
Wait,
that he would have
you
is the
place-
command on the creature.
You place one
Would-
command on the creature that you see within range. You
Which-
force it to carry out the service,
which
or refrain from a.
Yeah,
So-
so she can go like, don't help your friends.
Yeah, but you only get that once. Like it's not a repeat, 30 days repeat. You keep doing these quests for her. You give them one thing which they must complete within 30 days.
I thought for that duration of
No.
30 days, I
No,
can
you
keep
can't
giving
make
you different.
multiple
No,
things. It's
yeah.
one command.
Okay,
So you have
I
to
will
f-
read up on
you
that.
have
So
to
I have
phrase the
asked her
command.
one phrase.
You have to
to
phrase
tell
the
her.
command.
But
in
that's a
way-
useless spell because he can just resist that thing,
No,
take the
because
damage,
you
and
say
do
you
anything
say
else.
stuff like
No.
"Follow me."
No, okay. So you give them a command. It could be a very broad command,
Mhm.
but like I cannot.
Okay, then since now knowing this, her
So-
command is serve me without question.
Mm-hmm.
She calmly and calculatively says, serve me without question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I hear this?
No, this
This
is
is when
this
they
is
were.
when
This is
she
the
was
original
right.
command. That,
Okay.
This is
I
we're
thought
rewinding
that for
again.
that 30-day duration, you could give multiple commands. So you would give one
No.
command, you complete it, then she gives you another command, and then you complete it.
So I'm
Yeah.
charmed. So
Yeah.
during this time,
So for 30 days, you're charmed by her.
any
yeah?
time, so any charisma based thing that you request from me,
Yeah.
you have advantage to force me to do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
If I choose to resist, I take damage.
Yeah, but
Only
it says you
once
can
per-
take
But
damage
only
once
I
a
only
day.
take it once per day. But you
Yeah.
still have that whole.
I
Every
can ask you
time
for a second
you
thing.
keep asking me for stuff,
Yeah.
I'm encouraged to follow it. That's still a insight or deception contest thing.
Oh, okay.
But like the one overall thing, I still have to like if
Okay,
I
so
break that
Her
rule, I
overall
hurt.
thing was serve me without question.
Yep.
Okay. And then her first question was tell me all about your quest and your objectives.
Yeah.
Now you get to roll your check and I get the bonus. Is that right?
You get advantage on because that's what charm is. It's a condition.
Okay.
You have advantage on.
So it is an
So good.
advantage persuasion check. You may roll a counter persuasion check if you wish to resist.
Okay.
You
Yeah. Oh, this is back to our first
okay,
one.
Yeah, this is back to the first one.
So I already tried to resist. 19.
I will beat you.
Okay.
So you tell her completely. So you don't take the damage because you have not been able to resist. Is
No,
that
no.
correct?
I attempted to resist.
Oh, so it's the attempt, not the actual resistance.
Wait, while the creature
Yeah,
can
see?
be attacked, each time it acts in a manner directly counter to the instructions.
So but you haven't actually acted in the manner directly counter to her instructions of tell me all about your quest and your objectives.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess
so
technically.
does that mean you don't take damage?
I guess not. And if I succeeded in
Yeah.
resisting,
Then
and
you
saying
would be
no.
taking damage
Yeah.
and then you'd be no. Alright. So you tell her everything. Good. Now I know. And with that
Now
we
the
will
DM
end
knows
the
what's
session.
going on.
Yeah.
With that we will end the session. So I thought that I would bait you into refusing one of her
Yeah.
requests. You take damage and then she can ask you another thing after that. But this is better because it makes you roll.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And I can keep making requests as well.
I lost the saving throw at some point.
Yeah.
So I get
wisdom
charmed.
saving throw, you
I'm
got
charmed for 30 days, and I
Yeah.
have a specific activity I need.
Yeah.
Well, one activity.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
So
is to serve her.
Serve her
Yeah.
without question.
Yeah.
Okay. And with that, we will end this interesting adventure session, and we'll see what happens next week.
Okay, I was curious. I was thinking for a long time. There's no spell I did that gives you like super elongated control over me.
But to be fair, the spell itself is worded a little bit strange.
Okay, sorry.
Where you can-
It is worded really,
Yeah, take
really
damage
weirdly,
once
and
a
it's
day.
not. It doesn't say
Yeah.
wisdom saving throws.
Because
blah,
when
blah,
you
blah.
read it, you just go, yeah, I'll just take damage once a day, and then I can keep refusing.
Bye everyone.
Thank
Like
you.
and
Bye,
subscribe.
everyone. Thank you.
Also, please subscribe to the YouTube. I really want to have YouTube /accidental heroes. Please, thanks. Okay, tell your mum.
I should probably do that.